it's totally okay. If she needs to sit, she's more than welcome.
You want in front of me?
Okay, okay. Well, if you ever need to pull it out or anything, you're more than welcome. Good to go. But if you do lose anything over the side, cups, water bottles, sunglasses, anything, just let me know. We don't want our animals to get a hold of it, so Danny will risk her life, get out of the cab of the truck, and save your belongings. That's just how much we care. And last but not least, it is summertime in Florida, so it is really, really hot. Just let me know if you're feeling sick or ill or faint at all. We do have emergency water. We have benches. We have shade to get you feeling back to 100%. So please let me know before you get sick or anything, and we'll get you feeling better. And have fun. Ask me a lot of questions. That's what I'm here for. Has anyone? Not out either. Ago, and he's weighing in at 2,800 pounds. That is a very healthy weight for a black rhino. They are a little smaller than the white rhino. We are actually getting a very good visual right here of his upper lip. If you'll look at that, his upper lip is called a prehensile lip. That's just a fancy word for finger-like. So he can use that lip like we use our fingers, pulling individual leaves off of branches and trees. So he is what is called a browser. He eats leaves off of branches. Whereas our white rhinos are grazers and they eat grass. And we have a beautiful view right there of him spraying, of him skiing. Yes, so he is actually very, very territorial. He is solitary. That is why he has this entire habitat to his lonesome. So it's not sad. He's not lonely. He likes it that way. The only time you will ever see black rhinos together is with a mate or a baby. And obviously black rhinos aren't black, white rhinos aren't white. They are all gray. But for us, the black rhino does get his name by rolling around in the wild. And this right here is our white rhino. Obviously, they don't get their name because they're white. They get their name from their wide mouth. So unlike Forrest having a prehensile lip, these white rhinos have a very wide, square mouth. They're our largest lawnmowers out here. They do eat grass. And they are much larger. I'm sorry? They're critically endangered. Yes, they are. Which is really sad. The black rhino, there's only about 4,400 left, and 300 of which are in zoos. Whereas the white rhino, there's 20,000 left, which is still very, very minuscule. And we're really trying to do what we can to try and revamp our species and a lot of conservation acts that we're doing. So a group of rhinos is called a crash. So this is our crash here at Busch Gardens. Our newest addition is right up ahead. This is Miss Just Theory. She is only 11 11 months old. She was born weighing in at 150 pounds, and now 11 months later, she's over 1,200 pounds. Yeah, so they can get, their average weight is between 4,000 and 6,000, but the largest recorded was 7,800. So that's a really, really big one. But she's a really, really big baby. Where do you think the fattiest part on their body is? The butt? That's what I would guess too. But it's actually the bottom of their feet. So they do have adaptation. So they actually have a fat pad on the bottom of each foot, which when they run, the fat just evenly distributes their weight, making them silent runners. So if you can imagine a 6,000 pound rhino charging at you at 35 miles per hour, silently, it's kind of intimidating. But unfortunately, they are critically endangered. As you said earlier, there's only about 20,000 left in the wild. We are doing what we can here at Busch Gardens. Tampa, which is our only male here, he has been very successful and we're very happy with him. He has sired 7 calves, so Mr. Siri is our 7th one. So it's really exciting. He's been a busy, happy man. So that's very good, very good. But why are they critically endangered? Why are they being poached? For their horn, absolutely. And what is that horn made of? Does anyone have any idea? Close, but not quite. Any other guesses? So it's a protein called keratin, the same protein that makes up our hair and fingernails. So essentially that's a large nose hair on him right there, or a large fingernail. But it's a cultural belief in Africa that it does have medicinal use. So if you grind up that horn and consume it, it is thought that it can cure anything from a common cold up to cancer. But as we know today, if we chew our fingernails or eat our hair when we're sick, is that going to do anything for us? No, right? So it's really sad that they're being slaughtered thousands at a time, and they're not being used for anything else on their body but that horn. And their gestation period is 16 months long and only birthing 1 calf at a time. So it's really, really hard for their population to bounce back from that. But we're doing what we can, and it's really, really great that you guys get to come out and educate yourself about that too. Yeah, so it is just like a fingernail. Sometimes our fingernails pop off. They can pop off. So that's the thing too. If poachers just knew, because they go for a lot of money. So just a pound of the keratin that they get from the horn can go on the black market for about $44,000. So it's insane the value of the horn in Africa. But it can pop off. So if you don't damage the cuticle, just like our fingernails, it can grow back. But it does take about 16 months as well for it to grow back. And right there, their defense mechanism is gone. So it's still hard even if you pop it off. But right here, you'll see our wildebeest. I'm sure you recognize them from either the Lion King or Animal Planet. They actually do have the second densest species population on Earth next to the humans. So they are not endangered whatsoever. They're different, aren't they? Yeah, they're different. They're pretty cool though. If the female is giving birth and she feels like she's in danger at any point in time, she can pause the birthing process, stand up, run to safety up to a couple miles away, sit back down, and finish the birthing process. Yeah, so pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. And they are part of the Great Migration movement in Africa. They do follow the waters, the rains, the water source in Africa. And the Great Migration can have up to 2 million animals in it, and sometimes it can even be seen from outer space. Yeah. So you'll see our zebras over here. These are our common plain zebra. They are common, and they do live in the plains, hence their name, common plain zebra. Also known as the grand zebra. This is the only species of zebra that do have stripes all the way along its belly. And we are getting a great view of the behind right here. You will see those large horizontal stripes. Now ladies, why do we not wear large horizontal stripes on our rear end? It makes us look huge, right? Absolutely. Yes. Well, you will see the illusion right here that it actually does make them look larger than they are. So it does work in their favor. It avoids predation for them. So if a lion were to be approaching them, they may change their mind and walk away thinking that they're larger than they are. They also do use those stripes not to blend in with their environment, but to blend in with one another, also giving the illusion that it's a larger, kind of like a school of fish, if you will, making it a larger organism than they really are. see back there is our sable antelope. These are all females having that reddish brown color versus the males will be a jet black color. They're very, very territorial, so we only have females out here right now. You'll see our red-necked ostrich up there on the hill. There's Wilma, and Wilma. You got it. They're all females, so we cannot tell them apart, so they're all Wilmas. The males do have that red pinkish coloration on their neck, and that's where they do get their name. But if you guys want to be ostrich experts, just remember the number 40. So when I ask you a question, what are you going to say? 40. So how fast can an ostrich run? 40 miles an hour. How many years can an ostrich live? 40 years. How many days does an ostrich have to sit on that egg before it hatches? 40 days. And last question, how many chicken eggs can fit in one ostrich egg? 24. But you were really close. So now you're ostrich expert. This is a real ostrich egg. It wasn't fertile, and that's why we have it, but it's really, really thick, really, really durable. So if you can imagine a 400-pound bird having to sit on it for 40 days, it should be pretty strong. Yeah, they're 400 pounds. Yeah, they're one of the largest birds. I'll definitely look at my really cool to research though. I'll definitely look it up. Good question.
Just for a reference point.
Definitely. Alright, right up here ahead of us, we do have our greater kudu right there on the hill. They do live in what's called a pair of society. So that's one male to every 12 to 14 females. So right now he has about 15 girlfriends out here. He's either really lucky or really stressed. Oh, thank you. But their defense mechanism is actually to stand as still as possible. All their predators do stand exactly wide. And they do live in the dense forested area, so by standing as still as possible, they try to blend in with the shadows of their environment. And as you can see the male with those beautiful horns up there, that is our male. You okay?
That one thing and then that bird.
Okay. That's Matilda. She is. Is he looking at anything? Are you guys excited to see the giraffe?
Yes.
I know. They normally do. You just take care and see it. 90% of the time. Yeah.
That's on
So when we do stop, we are going to put the limousine down before the giraffe do it for us. So as soon as we stop, if you guys want to move towards the center, just for me to put that down, and then we just move back to the side. Sorry. That's perfect. Alright, go ahead and hold on for me again. And I do have a couple things for you to keep in mind while we do interact with the giraffes. You can go ahead and scratch down their necks and their bodies if they do get close enough, but we just ask that you avoid their face. So please don't touch their face area. We just want to respect our animals. And also they do feed from tall trees, so to avoid the giraffe heads in the truck, we just want you to feed from your shoulders or higher. So please make sure and keep those hands nice and high with the lettuce when I do give you the lettuce. And if you guys have any questions at all during the interaction, feel free to shout them out, talk to me about it. We love talking about the animals, that's why we're out here. The reticulated giraffes are known as the watchtowers of the Serengeti. They have amazing eyesight. And this is Ruby, she's gonna come say hi. Or Cupid actually, I think this is Cupid. Yeah, this is Cupid. So we do use positive reinforcement. So she did commit to the truck. She came over on her willing. So So I'm going to give you guys lettuce for her to reward that behavior. So you guys are going to be giraffe trainers for me today. Just hold that piece of lettuce nice and high for her. There you go. Yeah, and then by rubbing her and touching her neck and body while you feed her, that's reinforcing that behavior to touch her as well. Saying, it's okay, we're not going to hurt you. And then it gets her more comfortable. So make sure and hold that really nice and high for us so we don't have giraffe heads in the truck.
She did. She just took that right out.
Okay, don't eat me, please don't eat me. Ow, scary. Yeah, I want to pet it.
Here, come over here so they can get a chance to.
You'll see that long tongue of hers. It is also called a prehensile tongue. So she can use that tongue like a finger. Hold it right here. If you hold up the crunchy part first, they like.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
What are you doing?
Don't drop it. I want to picture. Hold it right here.
You get it.
I'm going to get a picture of you feeding her.
I can't. Hold it up nice and high for her.
All right, here we go.
He tries to eat me. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and get individual family photos. So if everyone wants to move to the cab of the truck, I will go ahead and take your camera. No, that's okay. You guys can stay here since you're already here. But when I go ahead and hand you the piece of lettuce, hide it behind your back until we're ready. And then the outside person is going to hold it nice and high and make sure and look at the camera versus looking at the giraffe, because then all we see is up your nose. Now go ahead and hold that piece of lettuce nice and high for me. There we go. Smile this way, bud.
Oh, look at her.
There we go. Good, that was perfect.
Thank you. All right, let's move on here.
Would you like to move on over here? Sure. And you're with her, right? You want to come on up here with her?
Apollo,
watch out, honey.
Here,
Wait a minute.
get out of the way.
Wait a minute.
Off to the side.
Wait a minute.
There you go.
Wants to go ahead and move towards the cab so we can get all of our photos. Trying to eat it.
Look at that one, it's hanging out.
Sorry, Alright, now go ahead and hold that piece of lettuce nice and high for me. Oh, I'm not sure. Do I have to look through here?
Yeah.
Go ahead and feed her for me, please. Would you just like to take out the lettuce? Yeah. Go ahead and pass out the lettuce. Here you go.
Come in.
Maggie, quick. Maggie, Jay, quick. Like your horns.
Hey,
Got a little giraffe here. Giraffe cheek.
I'll give you my favorite.
We'll see. Giraffe nose. It's supposed to do this, but
I don't think you can have that part.
it.
No, not that part. No, not that part. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Should he eat the stuff?
I don't think they're allowed. I'm sorry. You can't have it.
Yeah, you go ahead and feed her.
I can't. Oh, there you go.
Alright, anyone who has not had a photo, please let me know. Yep, you guys. Okay, go ahead and take that piece for me and go ahead and head to the front of the truck.
The camera we have, you have to be kind of far away.
Okay.
Just got the... Hey, buddy. Oh, you can't have a lot of you. Just come over here. Well, I'll get you two first, and I'll come. I got a piece of it.
Hi, baby.
Did you already give it?
You're so sweet. I love you.
That's okay.
I did.
Jason,
Let's go ahead and feed her, guys.
you gotta put it.
Hold it up nice and
Jason,
high
you gotta
for
look at me,
those.
Jay. Above your head. There you go.
Oh, you don't have anything.
Hey! That was right. You want me to try it with all three?
All you gotta do is hold it halfway down, but it's.
Halfway?
I got the wrong.
Okay. If we like to move towards the cab of the truck so I can get one last family photo, please.
Come over here, buddy.
Trying to steal.
They got their tongues in a little like sandpaper.
I'm not sure. Here, try one more. Normally we have a photographer and then we're not juggling like everything at once. Sorry about that. Oh, sir, can you? Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Alright, hold that piece of lettuce up nice and high.
You ready?
Look at the camera, look at the camera. Asher, if I got
Trying to
this
get.
right.
He's trying to get.
Okay, last time. And did everyone get photos? Okay, hold that piece of lettuce nice and high. Does it work?
I think we got pictures.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Alright, did everyone get photos? Everyone, okay, alright, go ahead and spread out for me. Go ahead and feed out the rest of the lettuce. You can go ahead and touch down their neck, rub on their bodies. And how many vertebrae do you think they have in that long neck of theirs?
40.
Yes, very good. So we are mammals, just like the giraffes are.
Here we go. Take you ready.
So we do have the same body structure, the same bone structure.
You ready?
I'm not letting that
Go.
You get it?
It's a
But they do
video.
have incisors on the bottom, but not on the top, so no one
It's a
has lost
video.
a finger.
Oh my goodness.
Hold it like this, like a bowl.
Okay, I'm not beyond this.
So I can tell that this is Cupid because of those ossicones on the top of her head. Those are bony structures. They are holding almost like a heart. So that's where she got her name, was her ossicones looked like a heart, so we named her Cupid. And she actually just had a baby, only 3 months old, and we named her Arrow. So Cupid's arrow is right over there. Well, I'll point her out pretty soon. But go ahead and rub on it. It's really precious.
Jason.
Scratch that neck down, rub on her real good. Spoil her, love on her. That's what we're out here to do.
Could you take one picture of this sauce? Hey, Bob.
Yeah, that's
so cool.
Oh, he's not.
Oh no.
they realized.
And they are very conditional lovers.
Yeah.
They love us when we have food, and then when we don't, they're like, oh, stuck up to do.
Like, oh, they don't.
Oh, we got some.
I got like when you watch it.
But you can use those ossicones on the top of their head to identify them, or you can use their spot patterns. We usually use their spot patterns to identify them. Go ahead and hold on for me. We are going to get headed out. Or their coloration you can also use. I was saying how awesome their eyesight is. Their eyes can be to the size of a cinnamon.
Jason, it always blocked Jason.
And they can actually stand on top of she over to that blue and red poster and tell us what color shirts we have on. Yeah, it is crazy. And their hearts are the size of about a basketball, weighing 25 pounds.
See, look, he's got his tongue running out.
And their fingers are down to blood, a minute more blood than we have in our entire body. So right here are these goat-looking antelope. These are ADACs. They're actually the most critically endangered animals that we have out here. And these are our 3-month-old babies that I was talking about before. And Arrow has the same ossicones as her mother, so hers are a little more curled. She's right back here. That is Arrow. Is anyone 6 feet tall here on the truck today?
I am.
So here we have a baby giraffe. Baby giraffes are born about 6 feet tall, and they do have about a 6 feet drop because of those long legs. So they do not come up to the truck, but we're kind of desensitized and we're trying to make them more comfortable with the truck. So it's really amazing that the babies are getting this close to the truck. So we're getting excited about it. It does take a lot of training with our animals, the positive reinforcement. And this is Tisa, and I can tell this is Tisa because those obstacles are so little and teeny tiny on her head.
She looks like the one on Madagascar.
Yeah, definitely. So the ADAC, back to the ADAC, sorry about that. They are our most critically endangered animal. There's thought to be less than 250 left in the wild.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they're really, really endangered, but they do live in the northern Sahara Desert of Africa. So the people that live out there, that's really the only meat that they have. So they are actually being hunted for the meat species. So. And this right here, what do you notice differently from this zebra than the other zebra? Yes, very good. So the white belly. This is the Giraffe zebra. This is the largest species of zebra. The Giraffe. And they are more endangered because poachers get more money per stripe per hide. So they have more tightly compacted stripes on that hide. This is Ruby right back here. I can tell from that large lump on her head and that dark ruby coloration on her body. And you just get to know them the more you're out here, the more you're around the animals. And there's more eland that we saw earlier. There's another Wilma up close for you. Do you guys have any questions so far? No? Was it fun? Did you guys have a good time?
Yeah.
Good.
So how tall does the giraffe normally get to? The average?
The average is around 14 to 16, but they can get up to 18 feet. The males can get up to 18 feet.
Are they territorial too?
Not really, they're very social. As you can tell, they're all living together. And they're very trainable and they're very social, or they wouldn't go up to the truck. It does take a lot of training for us to actually get them comfortable with us. But yeah, they're very social and they're real fun to be around.
What's the tallest one here?
I'm not sure the tallest that we have here at Busch Gardens. That's a good question. Not sure. But normally the males get up to 18 feet. That's normally the case. It's pretty tall. And I was talking about their vertebrae. I do have a real giraffe vertebrae that I can talk about. Like we said, we have 7 vertebrae. And as they do, so the spinal cord does fit right through there. It's exactly like our vertebrae, just much larger. It's a tower. Do you remember what the group of rhinos were called?
Crash.
A crash, very good. And a group of zebras is actually called a dazzle. Dazzle of zebras. It's a lot of fun.
Can we hold it out for you?
Still that bird's kidding. Because the bushes hit the top of the thing and squeak.
Or was that?
Oh, thank you.
The top.
Or did the bushes?
The hardest part of our job here as tour guides
No,
is
it
backing
went
up this
up.
large
You hit
truck.
the bird going
So
up.
if we could move to the sides of the truck bed for me, for our driver to be able to see out the back window. You can move to the side just a little more for us. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Busch Gardens does donate over $1 million every year to the World Conservation Fund. So while you guys visiting any SeaWorld parks, think about Busch Gardens and investing your time, money, and energy into this tour, it really, really does help us out in investing our time and energy in the mission of helping the animals out there. Not so we can see the animals, but so our grandchildren's grandchildren can see the animals. So thank you so much for coming out. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, and if you had fun today, my name's Alicia. If not, my name's Shaniqua. Perfect. Go ahead and give Danny a hand.
something like this, what would she need to go to school for?
Oh, like career-wise?
Yeah.
Like to work with animals? Yeah, I would go for biology, but it's also if you want to go into animal training, it's more of a psychology concept.
Oh.